Hi everyone, I'm Professor Sally Eaves and a very warm welcome to the Ericsson Spotlight series, 5G software, how to realise the full potential of 5G core. We're looking at the changing shifts in the telecommunications industry to understand how 5G software has a potential to revolutionise how and when entire mobile networks will be upgraded, potentially in minutes. Joining me today for part 2 of our series is Peo Lehto, VP and Head of Solution Area OSS at Ericsson. Welcome, Peo.
Thanks, Sally. Great to speak with you today.
And me too, likewise, such a pleasure. And I know at the moment you're working with customers from literally all across the world, and Ericsson is recognized as leading the 5G core momentum globally. So with all this collective experience, I'd love to talk about what is top of mind for CSPs as they request your software to control their 5G and 5G core networks.
Yes, service providers, I think, are primarily looking for two things. They need a technology partner that, of course, can help them to solve the introduction and transition into the new 5G core networks. But that needs also to happen at the same time as they continue to run and manage their 4G core network. So to this point, we have invented our dual mode 5G core, which addresses exactly both of these two things. And I think this is something that resonates very well with what service providers are asking for. The 5G software is going to be critical in the way that it needs to automate the entire life cycle, the way we design, the way we deploy and operate the network and introduce new services. There is an expectation on higher speed, a higher degree of agility, and to be able to do innovation on top of the networks. All of this at the same time as the service providers, of course, are expecting efficiencies to come through. So with the introduction of the 5G core network, there are some fundamental parts that also comes. Cloud native technology, but also the way you work with software, CI/CD processes, analytics, the need for machine learning and cognitive technologies to ensure that the networks are built towards a fully automated zero-touch vision. And that leads me to the other part. On top of the 5G core software as such, you also need to be able to orchestrate all of these software components in order to do the automation and handle lifecycle management. Really happy to see that we have today more than 100 orchestration customers, and we are helping them to orchestrate the networks. In one way, you can say very much driven by 5G. 5G was designed to be orchestrated. The CI/CD is really about how do you automate the life cycle of the software. And we are helping operators to add capabilities such that engineering and operation typically come together and the boundaries becomes not as obvious as before. For us, we have internally in Ericsson worked with CI/CD practices for quite some time because it has helped us to introduce flexibility and also improve software quality in the way we develop our products. Now with 5G and the cloud native technology, we see really an acceleration of this, and our customers are expecting us and other vendors to help them on this.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more with all you were saying there, Peo. And I think we have this increasingly complex environment. So paraphrasing the famous Einstein quote a little here, but I think this is very much enabling things to be made as simple as possible, but not simpler. So with all those significant benefits you were talking about, so with features, performance, quality, agility, alignment, and also efficiency as well. So really enabling that sustainable software implementation. So maybe we can drill in a little bit more into CI/CD and zoom into the detail of deployment. How can telcos trust frequent and automated CI/CD into their production network? And maybe the high reliability and stability standards here are really, really important to discuss.
With cloud native technology, one of the benefits is that we can really choose how much of the network that we change at one given time. So it gives us the way to gradually migrate and upgrade the software components, which means that we can also reduce the risk. Smaller, more frequent changes can add incremental value, but it also means that you are doing this with a good risk management. Our experience is that as we have been doing more and more frequent software deliveries to our customers, smaller increments, we have seen a reduction in the number of trouble tickets from our customers, because the gap between the software you have and the one that you are introducing is not that big. So smaller is actually helping you on the quality improvements of your network. And then of course as well, the introduction of more frequent testing and automated testing, that is key here, because much more frequent software upgrades means that you cannot do testing the way you did before. In service software upgrades, canary testing are techniques that also will allow you to do this upgrade of the network functions in the future, even during without need for maintenance windows. So you can do it during operations. And this is, of course, cost savings for the service providers in the end.
Absolutely. I think such an important point you make there around change management and the beauty of these smaller, more frequent changes. I think sometimes challenging assumption there, I couldn't agree more strongly. And in combination, all you're describing is so critical for sustainable implementation and really achieving that overall digital value chain. And for me, I think when we look at networks, we've got this desire, this need to robustly deliver agility. And to do that, granularity matters, it's critical. But within it, CI/CD has this critical role to afford that granularity of change. So love your description there, thank you. And maybe if we just look a bit about the how now, how do we reach that desired future state from the role of the CIP and also from vendors? How do they need to change?
Yeah, this is a very good question, Sally. This is for sure a transformational journey, and it will take time to get all the way to the end state. I mean, having a DevOps implementation, engineering and operations together for full multi-vendor covering all parts of the CSPs networks is, of course, something that will take time. We have worked on our side for quite some time to transform the way we deliver and develop our products and our projects. So speed and quality in our delivery projects is very much a focus of ours. But now we are moving from our own transformation to do transformation together with the customers. To continue to deliver our software more frequently with higher granularity into their labs is something that is booming around the world. We are helping multiple of our customers to take the steps into this as we speak. I counted last year in 2020, we had more than 100 projects across the globe. BT, KDDI, Swisscom, Elisa, China Mobile. And in many of these cases, we are helping them to automate, to reduce the speed, reduce the effort of bringing new software into the network faster. And this means, of course, they need to look at their strategy for testing and the way they accept new software, new government processes for people and in the operational dimension, and that will enable this continuous software deployment and validation.
Absolutely. I think taking that time to reflect, what is the as-is state? Where are those pain points? What's the desired to be future state? I think that's so vital, and some excellent methodologies to support that as well. And I love your emphasis throughout everything today, not just on the technology enablement, but also that importance, that alignment across people, process, governance, skills, etc. too. I think that's fantastic to see. And I really love the examples that you've brought to bear there, so we can really see those tangible deployments in action. So thank you so much, Peo. I've really enjoyed that. Such valuable insights and experiences. And maybe to round things off a little bit now as we close the session, could we take a moment for you maybe to summarize your key reflections on the industry at the moment and what really needs to happen next to get to that future state?
Yeah, thank you, Sally. I think two things here. My advice is really look ahead. The future state is going to mean a transformational journey, and you should be understanding where you are going. And a key thing here is to solve we, together with the industry, to solve the multi-vendor aspects of CI/CD, how to help the service providers to set up their operations, bringing engineering and operations together. And the short-term action, I would say, is around what is the process for approving new software components. And that leads me to the second point: start now. It's not just about the future. CI/CD is not necessarily highly transformational in the first steps. You can do a lot before you get to the full end state. But it's necessary to start now so that you can move towards managing a much more complex network environment than before. And testing of the infrastructure and the software components in 5G core, most of our customers today, they are taking new software from us every 3 to 4 weeks. So you need to start thinking about agility. How do you do testing continuously and incrementally?
Absolutely, a wonderful way to end that, Peo. Thank you. I think transformational change here achieved through those incremental steps you were describing to enable those short-term benefits as well, and right across the alignment of tech, people, processes, and all in all, I think just a powerful demonstration today of 5G core leadership by Ericsson, but also leadership in areas like CI/CD too across the telecoms industry. So fantastic to see. Thank you so much for your time, and of course to everyone watching today. So please make sure to check the link below for more information, and see you all for part 3 of the series very soon. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.